I'm about to have the time of my life right now because on the line, if I lift this up, I will have the great Max Markson. Are you there, Max?
I am here. How are you?
God bless you. I'm fine. It's great to hear your voice again.
And yours is too. I'll take Manhattan.
Yeah. I think that's the only Ella Fitzgerald thing I've got. It's mostly Chris Christopherson, Johnny Cash, and Elvis Presley. But anyway, I don't know how that crept in there, but it is what it is. But I'll bet you have... Did you ever bring Ella Fitzgerald out here?
I didn't. I think she'd gone well and truly before I had.
Well, I was trying to think the other day when you very graciously said you'd come on the show. I was trying to think of all of the people that you have managed and all of the people you have brought to Australia and the shows, and not just entertainment people, but great names from politics.
Yes.
I don't know. Do they find you or do you find them? How does it work?
I find them.
and all of the other people would be dying to get their hands on clients like that.
Well, it is true with some of the stars. I mean, some of them, they're not that impressive.
Well, I can imagine. But who was the most difficult?
I don't think anybody was difficult. I very much... I respond to however they are. Even if they're difficult, I still love them dearly and look after them carefully.
Well, it must be a chore, or it must be very demanding at times. And not that they are irresponsible, but a lot of them seem to be a bit accident prone and sadly in public.
Look, I genuinely don't feel when I'm with somebody and I need to look after them.
Yeah.
I just treat them respectfully and really make it happen for them and make the work happen for them. I look after them tremendously, and that's all I care about. Making sure they can go on stage on time and just take care of them.
If you were going to write a book, I don't know that you can do in your business a kiss and tell. But who approaching it from a different direction, who would be the most memorable? I mean, the one person that you can, well, it wouldn't be one, there'd be several, I guess. But you'd think back and just say, how lucky was I to be in that?
I genuinely love President Clinton, and I've looked after him now since 2001, when 9/11 happened. He was here in Australia at the time, and I still, the last time I saw him was 2018 because then COVID hit, but I still admire him and respect him, and think he's a friend. So I was very lucky with President Clinton. We had karaoke one night. That was fun. And I was just having great times. That's the thing. Yeah, and I think you want to have a good time as well.
Yeah, you'd be in a wonderful position to write a very, very good book, and of course you could handle your own author tour. But
I've written a book. I've written 2 books.
No, well,
my first one was in 2000.
Yeah,
it was Show Me the Money, a game.
Oh, I remember that. Yes. We probably talked about it at the time.
Absolutely. And then my next book was for On the Road with Bill Clinton, and goes through a whole list of names. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kamal, etc., all sorts of people. So that's I've been privileged to have done 2 books now. So it's good.
Yeah. If there were people who would cause you to sort of try and pull your hair out, and give you sleepless nights and things, you wouldn't tell me anyway. I would imagine. I think you're far too much of a gentleman.
There was nobody who gave me hell or anything like that. You know, I really was very fortunate with all the people I've looked after.
Do they ever have any strange requirements?
Tony Blair wanted bananas.
Tony Blair wanted bananas.
That was, and I didn't really. I just said, what do you want? And I said, bananas. He wants bananas everywhere he goes. So we had bananas everywhere he went. That was all.
I was just trying to think of the former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani.
Yes.
I remember you very, very kindly organised a picture of the 2 of us, or the 3 of us, there when he was here in Adelaide.
Yes. Giuliani was good. Yeah. I mean, we had a tremendous week on the road, and he worked hard. He did everything he had to do. We travelled with him. We had Rupert Murdoch's plane. They gave it to us, which was very kind of them.
Yeah.
And we travelled everywhere with him. So it was easy. It really was easy. And even I remember going from across to Auckland, where we did a function there, and I'm sitting on the plane with him and his wife, and they hadn't seen their videos of getting married. So it was like a month or two in, and so we watched the videos together. So there's Trump, and there's this one, and there's that one. Like we're watching the videos together.
You must scratch your head sometimes when you look at America at the moment and what's going on there. And he's going, Rudy Giuliani is going through some difficult times at the moment.
He is, but I think he'll come through that, and whatever happens with them, but more important is, maybe we could have Trump back as president. That's really interesting.
How would you react to Trump saying, Max Markson, I need you to look after my tour of Australia?
Oh, I'd love to get him to Australia. Look, I really think he'd sell out everywhere in the country. He'd like 20,000 people.
Yeah, he'd pull a crowd.
Fantastic. Pull a big crowd. There'd be people who love him and people who hate him. And the people who love him will be there to see him. That's the main thing.
Apart from Trump, who else would you like? Who else would be hot?
At the moment, I'm a fan of a guy called Logan Paul. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's invented a drink, and it's called Prime, and he's I think he's boxing this weekend or doing WWE this weekend in Perth for a day. But he's famous. He's got like 30 million followers on Instagram, and he's famous for doing his rugby, not rugby, for doing his boxing and doing his WWE, his fighting and all that sort of stuff. So he's enormously popular. I'm always a fan of the Kim Kardashian. I just think she's tremendous talent, and she was very professional, really professional. So I really enjoyed working with her, and I'd happily bring her back in because she'd pack out all over the country. And I'm just blessed. I think I'm privileged.
No, you're very gifted. Is there any Aussie that you would think is a hot property, or you could make him a hot or her a hot property? Good question.
It'd
be difficult because, we don't tend to appreciate the things that we readily see or are familiar with. They're not extraordinary. Somebody out of reach and exotic is always going to be better. The reason I called you too was that I was looking at the incredible crowds that Taylor Swift pulled here in Melbourne. She didn't come to Adelaide, but Sydney is putting her show on tonight, I believe.
Yeah, she'd be selling out like crazy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Melbourne was 300,000, so 3 nights at $100,000, 100,000 people at each concert. What do you make of that phenomenon? I can't remember anyone. Would the Pope get 100,000
The Pope's
people?
always popular. Yeah, you get big numbers.
Popes are popular.
you get more than 100,000 for the Pope.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Would you tackle that tour?
I'd love to tackle that tour. I'm Jewish, but I mean, I'd take it for that. I'll tell you, I was thinking of someone from locally, Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, yeah.
She's going to be enormous because she's young already, but she's already doing enormous success with her movies. And so Margot Robbie will be somebody who will be to turn to.
And smart. And very smart.
And clever. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. What do you make of the business in Australia at the moment?
I enjoy business at the moment. I think it's good.
You always enjoy business. Come on, you always enjoy business. But, I watch television and I think to myself, where are the personalities, the Graham Kennedys and the the Berts and the Don Lanes and the...
They're not here anymore. Television has moved on. It's no longer all about television, as it were, 7, 9 and 10. No. People are now going into all the online, where it's Netflix.
Yeah.
There's so many different channels that are available to people.
But that's confusing. It's confusing and too much choice.
Well, it is choice, and that spreads the audience, and it spreads people. I mean, that's what happens now.
But
now, in the past, you'd have 4 million people to watch 60 Minutes. Now it's barely 1 million people.
Yeah,
and in the future, it'll go down and go down because there'll be numbers that are plugging into different places.
Yeah, and 1 million people would go out and buy the Women's Weekly every week. But the thing about it, though, is that you have to have, if you're in business, a critical mass. And the thing is so fragmented now that nobody is going to look at the sort of budgets that are required for television, particularly television, because you're not going to get a return on that money. You're only going to get a few hundred, maybe a few thousand people, where you used to get tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. So you need that critical mass to sell to the sponsors, surely.
You'll spread your money elsewhere. You'll just pump your money elsewhere. And that's all it is. You're still spending the same amount of money, but you're spreading it across different markets.
Hey, you must be very proud of that daughter of yours.
I am.
What a wonderful, wonderful lady.
Yeah. Shari is on Sky every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 o'clock. Right? Watch her on Sky News.
I do. I remember...
When she was born.
I sort of do, because I think the first time I met her, you invited us around. You lived in Hopeton Avenue at the time, and we came around and had dinner with you guys.
There you go.
And you had the two lovely little girls who were so polite and respectful and just beautiful.
You're very complimentary. Thank you. Thank you.
It was. Obviously, she got a lot of her smarts from you.
No. I always say anything good about her was my ex-wife. Yeah. Anything bad, blame on me.
Well, you're not only chivalrous, you're very gallant.
No, I'm a fan of hers, and I enjoy watching her on TV when she's on Monday to Thursday at Sky at 8 o'clock at night, and I just think she's she's a great talent. She's a great talent.
What about Lisa Wilkinson? Still a career in journalism from a young age. She's turned her career.
She'll turn it round. She's been down. She's back up in terms of defending herself in court. Yeah. And she'll rise again and come back in the media wherever she wants to be, whatever she wants to do.
Well, we know she's well dressed. She was getting $100,000 from Channel 10 as a dress allowance.
Well, that's just a flexing the budget somewhere in different ways that you want to get the money out. That's all.
Well, it just occurs to me that's the sort of thing, if you were managing her, you'd pull off for her.
You'd have to pull it. If there's figures there, you need to take it from somewhere else or some different places. That's all it is.
Is it hard? I was going to say, is it hard to manage some of these stars? They're employed, but they want a better deal, or they want their contract renewed and under better circumstances. Is that a difficult part of your job?
I don't believe so. What you do, you decide who you want, how you want to get them there to do something, and then you just pay them. So if you worry about figures here or figures there, just pay them the money. That's all. Just pay them. Then you make the money on the other end. If you've got to pay someone $1 million, you pay them $1 million, and then if you've got to pay them $2 million, you pay them the $2 million, and then you make the money on the other end.
But
that's all.
How do you work out? How does management work out? I mean, if you are managing a particular star, and he's obviously going to want $4 million a year or whatever, but how can, and it's perfectly reasonable to go in and ask for it, but how does the company, the TV station or the radio station, justify it? No, they're going to get the money, as you say, in the end. How do you work that out?
We just allow where are you going to do the advertising from? How are you going to justify the figures? And then you just make them work. That's all you have to do.
Well, I was reading...
If it's $4 million and they'll only have $3 million to allow, then you say, well, let's get the other $1 million from an advertiser.
Well, to get a hotshot manager like you, how much of that $4 million does the bloke or the lady get to keep?
Come on,
tell me the truth.
I'm on 20%. Okay.
Well,
so,
you're worth more. You're worth more. That I was reading about Kyle Sandilands the other day, and he's put up.
Yes.
Kyle and Jackie O have put up and apparently been accepted a deal. What was it? $100 million. For 10 years.
So the next step for them is, rather than just being in Sydney and broadcasting their show for an hour each night around the country, they put their breakfast show on every cap city in Australia. That's all. Just expand that way.
Oh, yeah, but that'd be a hell of a risk.
Well, no, it wouldn't be a risk, because they'll grow. That's what their fame will be, and that gives them the power to attract the public and attract the people who want to tune into it. That's all.
Yeah, it's interesting because the FM stations largely are attracted or attractive to people who want to listen to music. Unlike America, where FM, you could have talk radio on FM stations and it was no problem. But here,
yes.
Talk is on AM and music is on FM. These guys are sort of trying to be a hybrid. They're trying to be music or talk people on a music station, which I don't know actually works.
Well, what they do is they talk to pop stars. So that becomes what they talk to. They talk to famous people who the audience want to listen to. So you could pay anything for Taylor Swift at the moment, and they just pull out the names like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
They just pull out more names like that. So big pop star names. That's all you need, and that gives you the editorial content as well as the musical content.
Yeah. I've got Max Markson on the line. Max is the living legend. He's the greatest manager and impresario. In fact, I think you're the only impresario that's left, aren't you?
I like being an impresario.
Yeah, well, Harry Miller was great, but he's gone to God. And I don't know of anybody else. I mean, you must be enjoying a wonderful monopoly at the moment.
Well, I enjoy myself, definitely.
I'll bet you do. Have you still got the boat?
I haven't got the boat anymore, unfortunately. Right, but I've got a great guy who's got a fabulous boat, and he's just released that, and it's a new boat. It's called the Mastique, and it's Mastique's number 2, and it's a beautiful. It's like 120 feet long. It's just a fabulous boat. And I'm gonna get on that and use that for me, but also I think I'll be able to get him to do some business on it as well. Very important.
How do you indulge yourself?
I literally sit at home and watch TV and take the phone off and just relax. I literally do that most weekends.
Really?
Just there from Friday afternoon till Monday morning. Don't go on the phone.
Yeah.
And just watch TV, relax, just big time relaxation.
Oh, it sounds like well, you deserve whatever lifestyle you choose. You certainly do deserve it. Well, have you got anything? Have you got anything coming up?
I'm working on a couple of people at the moment. I can't mention who they are. One's arriving in Australia later on today.
Oh.
Another one is a movie star.
Yeah.
I've got someone else who's royalty, and I'm working on a job for her for 10 days' time. So I can't mention either of them at the moment. But I'll call you next week as soon as I lock them in, since they're here. Yeah, to let you know.
What could you do if Brittany Higgins rang?
I'd answer the phone.
Not on the weekends. The phone's off the hook on the weekends.
No, it's not on the weekend. On the weekends, no good. You won't get me.
No.
But during the week, I'll answer the phone and see what she wants to do. And if I can help her, I'll help her.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it must be being part child psychiatrist, part lion tamer. It'd be a very interesting thing that you do. You've written one book, Show Me the Money, which I now remember very clearly. Very clever title, too. Show Me the Money! What was the other one?
On the Road with Bill Clinton, Nelson Mandela, Kim Kardashian, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tony Blair, Al Gore, Mike Tyson, Pele, and more.
What a troupe. And of course, Sir Edmund Hillary, you brought him out, didn't you?
I did. Well done.
Yeah, he was great.
I forgot about Sir Edmund Hillary.
I've got that picture that you organised of him, signed by him.
Nice. Well done.
Thank you. No, you did that. Thank you. I've got that in my special place at home. Yep.
He's a special man, and he's loved. I think he's still on the $5 New Zealand coin.
Right. Oh, well placed. Well placed. Well, look, it's wonderful to talk to you.
And you too. Thank you, Jeremy.
No, Max, bless your heart, and good luck with all you do. Not that you need luck.
I always need luck.
Well,
keep sending the luck in.
No. Well, I suppose that's true. We all need luck. But any time you need anything on the ground here in Adelaide, just give me a buzz, and I'm there for
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Max.
Cheers. Speak soon.
Max
Cheers.
Markson, ladies and gentlemen.